Hello, guys. Welcome to the 7th episode of the All or Nothing podcast. I'm here with my friends. We got Anthony here representing Al Nassr. We got Vishnu representing Al Ittihad, and Gums coming through representing for Al Ali. And myself, I'll be representing Al Hilal. Guys, it's been maybe a week and a bit. The international break's been going. We took a break, but we back refreshed, ready to go. And I think the best way to start is talk about the games that happened in the last game week. I think Al Ali
It was
took the
international
lead.
break. No, I don't think any games happened, my friend.
Yeah, well, what I remember is before that there was a hell of a lot of heat being put on this conversation. The Al Ali versus Al Ittihad game. Al Ali came through 1-0 up. Al Ittihad then decided to do nothing about it and took the L.
Wait. Last episode, Last episode, I said to Vishnu,
Yes.
I want to bring these words that you said back. It's going to be easy, a walk in the park. We're going to win the game. I think you predicted something like 3-0 or something outrageous like that. And let me tell you the truth. You lost.
Yes.
You did lose. We won 1-0, and
Yes.
it was a great goal.
All
Carry
right.
on.
So,
I just
so
want
the
to put out
three
there
facts
that
you said.
everyone doubted me when I said Al Ali would win. So I just want to put it out there.
Respect.
Thank you.
Wait,
Full
we
knowledge.
kept a clean sheet. You also had Benzema, which you said you probably wouldn't have, and I think we all
You
thought
did.
that Benzema wouldn't play. He played. I think all your players played, like all your first team players. Yeah, they all did.
All right. Let me tell you
Still
this.
lost.
Fine. All right.
Okay, let's
So
hear the
the three
excuses that
things.
you have.
It's not excuses really. I said to you, we're going to dominate the game and we'll outplay you. We did dominate the game and we did outplay you. Your midfield, apart from Kessier, had an absolute horror performance. If he wasn't there playing, I'm telling you, you'd have lost about 15, 20-0. He cleared a goal off the line. He scored a goal,
20-0.
crucial tackles, head injury, everything.
There's a lot of delusion in just a lot of what you just said there.
No, he played amazing. Like he was.
So
man of the
if
match,
Kessier
easily.
wasn't playing, you're telling us we would have lost 15. 15. You didn't score one goal in that game, and arguably
No, I know. No, we scored 2 goals. That was offside.
Benzema.
But I know 15-0. I know
Fabinho.
what I'm saying. But I'm saying if it wasn't for Kessier, because I know people say one player doesn't make a team, but he literally. I know Mahrez had a good game. Firmino had a really good game too, but Kessier held everything down. He even I could say he even went on to outplay a bit of Kante and Fabinho. Like that's how good he played, right? But we dominated every aspect.
He absolutely
ball
dominated
possession.
both of them. They were poor.
He's been immense for us. Arguably, he's been up there as arguably our best player.
No, as I say, I'm not saying. The only thing that I was wrong about was the 3-0. Like, fair enough, you won. I get it. You have to win the games, but we did everything else. We dominated you. We had everything under control. You won. I don't disagree. But with Benzema, he's just come back off injury, and no matter where, what player, what world, what league, who it is, when you come back from injury, you're not going to come back scoring 5-7 goals. Are you? You're going to ease your way into it.
If he's in the first team and if he starts the game, that means he's fit enough.
He scored an offside goal, the volley that came front post from the.
Yeah, but
like,
the key word is offside, though, isn't it?
I get it. But literally by like fractions of
fractions. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, cool.
I get it.
I think you're better off arguing the other goal.
That's what I mean.
You're better off arguing the other goal.
You're clutching at straws here. You lost the game. You can argue, oh, you had more possession, more shots. That doesn't, like, everyone forgets that at the end of the day. Look at the result.
I know it was frustrating though. It was frustrating.
In my opinion, I feel like you guys are very underwhelming, and I feel like even your next game,
like it's
hard to watch.
It's hard to watch an underdog team that's just been promoted and recently relegated come and beat my team. It's hard to watch.
It's probably hard to watch. Yeah, I can imagine it's hard to watch for you, especially that you thought they would win 3-0, and if we didn't have one player, you would win 15-0. Yo, I think I saw what's his name, Mohamed Salah in your team. You would have won though.
I bet
you had him, right?
I bet you did.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. Listen, Benzema was
good, man. I was so happy. I was so happy. The first thing I thought of when we won that game was, I'm gonna go tell you.
All right, we both watched that game live, right? Be honest. I know you won. I know whatever. But do you honestly think you deserve to win that game from stats, what you saw, how the game was played?
I was given honest opinion, and I would say you had the better chances.
Way better chances.
Yeah,
you had 5 shots.
Arguably, I'm actually so surprised you didn't score. Mendy had a great game, but in the end, I can't say that you deserve to win the game. You still lost.
Yeah, I know we lost.
You lost,
But you
and
can deserve to win the game and lose. You know, like be outplayed and be played.
Yeah,
better
but
against
you
and
also
still
said
lose.
that your team drew the last game when we came on this podcast, episode 6. You
Yes,
said, "Oh, we deserve to win the game,"
we did.
and drew 0-0. Same thing here. You deserve to win the game, in your opinion. You lost. You can keep saying it, but if you keep losing and losing, but then when does it end?
Well, you say my opinion, but you just agreed to me saying the same thing that you think. You know, we.
But even if I did, you still lost.
Yeah, we lost.
You can outplay anyone and still
What do
lose
you, what do
every
you,
game.
sorry, no, Vishnu. What do you actually think? What led to the loss?
Not putting away our chances. Yeah, really. 17 shots, 2 offside goals. So many.
One offside, one.
That's interesting
one
because
foul.
we did mention last week as well. We did criticize Ittihad. They don't really have the best attack. I know they have Benzema, who
It was very
came back.
wasteful.
Yeah, but
very
mate,
wasteful.
17 shots, 4 on target. That is.
Yeah, that's quite poor. That's quite poor, especially.
You had that same argument against.
We hit the crossbar. That counts as off target. Hit the post. That counts as off target. So
exactly,
it's not really.
It's still off target though, isn't it?
Yeah. I know you had Benzema and he does make up a big portion of that attack, but he was playing and granted he came back from injury, but you do have a bit of deficiencies in that attack. There's no one really recognizable in your team of attacking threat except for Benzema. If he's out,
Coronado is a really good player. Really, like he like I was surprised to see how technically gifted he actually is. He deserves more credit than he actually gets in the league. But against the superstars that are there, he ain't gonna get it. But like the way he can just drive through a team. Yeah, 1-0. I get it. Thank you. But the way he can drive through a team is actually ridiculous. He has the ability. So if Benzema needs support, he has him. The only thing I would say is like I think Romarinho is a bit old, a bit not old, but like, you know, he's a bit off his game recently, and he hasn't really been providing a great service, and a bit selfish on the ball, and just likes to shoot.
I think you were just so wasteful. Some of those chances.
Yeah,
Mendy,
Mourinho.
You have to give credit to Mendy as well. He made some great saves. I felt like you started to force it a bit. Fabinho took a shot from like 40 yards. And he sort of just knew. It just went straight over the bar.
I don't know why he did that either.
At the end of the game.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's like he kind of knew like it wasn't going to happen for you lot. And yeah, I think for us, even that one passage of play where we scored the goal was a great passage of play. Mahrez, he held the ball for some time, sort of toying with your right back. Your left back. It sort of felt like a FIFA game when they just chipped it from the other side to the other side, and then he just volleys it in. And it was a great finish. Like you can't take anything away from that finish. That's not easy to do.
Oh
that's not easy to do.
It was world class. It was a world class finish. But your team tire out too quickly. You know that? Did you realize that as well? You guys.
I'm happy that we kept the clean sheet.
I know. But doesn't that worry you though? Like the way Mahrez was gassed out. Firmino, they're just trying to just get up everyone and hold the ball and do absolutely nothing with it. Towards the end, they were doing absolutely nothing. It was. I felt bad to watch your team. Like I know you won, fair enough, whatever, but like it was not.
But
great,
then surely,
but they're overachieving. They're overachieving from relegation last year to now 5th unbeaten.
You're on the same point.
They're overachieving.
Same point.
So I mean,
wait. Going back to your point, you'd saying, the players were gassed out.
Yeah, they were.
Shouldn't you have taken advantage of that on the field at the time?
We were, but we're not putting. That's like the next asked me, what do I think the worst thing was about the game? Why didn't we win? It's our shot conversion, like actually taking the chances. So it's not that we weren't having those chances when you were lazy and tired out. We just didn't do anything. It was quite wasteful.
Yeah, but I also had that argument about our defense that we don't keep enough clean sheets and we concede too many goals. Last 2 games, 2 clean sheets.
You did good. You made yourself to 5th.
One goal scored,
just outside the top 4. You know.
Yeah, same points as you guys and Al Nassr. And I'm not going after Al Ittihad here, but I still feel like you guys will drop down further, in my opinion.
Is that because our game next week then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big underdogs, 2nd in the league. A lot of people probably wouldn't have heard of them.
So I mean, it's kind of incredible, right? They're pretty. Compared to all of the other teams, or not all of them, the big 4 teams at least, or big 5. with the players those teams have, and then now you have with
Al
Al Tawun, they don't have any well-known players, so it's kind of surprising that they're second place. But the thing is, I think it kind of shows the strength of the league that here you have a team that's competing with all of these other teams with these big name players. So it's going to be a tough game, whatever way you look at it. I mean, they've already beaten us this season.
It's some running for Al Ittihad to go from Al Ali to now the second place Al Tawun. That's going to be a tough game for you guys. I don't know how you feel about that.
There's a lot of pressure on that game for you guys.
7 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Al Hilal have 7 wins, 2 draws. Like it's quite a lot of pressure to go there and play them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. How do you feel about that?
You have to beat them. Really.
We have to beat them because currently that table is too tight for my liking.
Well, we have no real security. Status, money you've spent, just the players you have.
Even if we beat Al Tawun, we only go.
This is all very nice coming from you, to be honest.
the perfect team.
1 win and you can chat. The balance is back.
It's still 5th in the league. Yeah, do you know?
19 points. Just saying. But yeah, I'm excited for that game. I want to see you guys. I think you'll take the L, in my opinion. And I think you hold it very nicely. And I want to see your excuses.
Wow. Al Tawun's loss was to Al Ali. Do you know that? You beat them.
Yeah,
3-2. Boys, I don't have.
It'd be interesting to know. Did Benzema and Kante go to international call up?
No, they didn't.
I don't think they did.
I definitely Benzema didn't. But yeah, Kante, I don't think Kante did either.
So to be fair, that's an advantage for you guys. If you kept Benzema within the training camp, away from possibly any aggravation to those injuries, then he should be a tad bit sharper. And if you're making as many chances as you did against Al Ali of 17, you'd imagine he'd probably convert 1 or 2 in that. So if it's a tough game to call, to be fair, Al Tawun in such good form as well.
It's another one. It's another one, though, isn't it? On paper, Al Ittihad should be winning. And last week's game against Al Ali, on paper, we should have been winning. So
and the game before that one you played as
well. I don't know. Like I said, your attack isn't as good.
You don't think so?
That's why I didn't think you guys would win because your attack.
I know the league's not harder.
I'll disagree on paper. If you actually put player for player, I reckon we probably edge it by 1 player potentially.
Okay, fine. But this game against Al Tawun, on paper we should.
No, on paper Al Ittihad should.
On paper, yeah.
On paper,
against Al Tawun, absolutely.
I know it's a Friday kickoff. It's quite but to answer your question, I'm nervous because coming off a loss and then on top of a loss, then the little international break, and now we've got to go play second in the league when we can barely beat what we 7th in the league at the time. You know, so it's a tough situation to be in. And even if we win, if we lose, we go 6 points behind second, which is very, very worrying.
Absolutely.
But do you not think the break has helped?
It should help them.
But it depends how they are, like how they are training, well, right? How they're liking it. I mean, Kante's come out with some positive news saying that he likes to play there, so that's positive. You know, he's backing, saying he's having fun, he wants to be there. So if he's motivated like that to come out into the news and say that publicly, I'm more than happy that he's in training, giving it all. I'm trying to make sure that we beat Al Tawun on Friday.
I mean, I'm all for the public speeches and everything else, but public speeches don't count on the football pitch. You still it
shows his kind of
and like you said, feeling. One player doesn't make a team. So what is
but I mean, it's still early on in the season, right? But it's kind of it's kind of interesting that there's like this team kind of causing all this problems for all of the other big teams, and you know, I think it's a good thing, but maybe not for Al Ittihad, and maybe. Some would say right after losing to Al Ali, maybe this is the best time to play a team like Al Tawun, where you can kind of really showcase how good you guys are.
But I'm going to say something. I'm excited for this game.
I'm going to say something, but I know you're going to screen record it and then get back to me on it. I was going to say Gimina must be really happy because they must be really upset because Al Tawun are currently keeping them out of the top 4. But I know if we lose to them next week or on Friday and Al Ali go up, it's going to be like, you said this, you said that.
No. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'll let the game happen. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But that's what I was thinking.
Do that so you can hold the L. Just hold that L, bro. Just waiting for them.
I think what the team Al Ahly are playing are quite tough as well. Almeida, they've been like top 6, top 7, top 8, kind of over the course of the season. So that's not going to be an easy game either for them.
That's the thing. I think it comes down to a lot of these teams. You expect them to be easy games, right? Like people who don't watch the Saudi Pro League. But then for the teams themselves, even though like these are top teams in the league and they're expected to win, it shows that there's depth in the league. It's not just about the top 4, top 5. There's a top 6, top 7. Is developing like pretty much at a very, very rapid pace, and I think there's some good players down the teams in the league, and a lot of household names there as well.
We could drop down to 7th, effectively, if we lose this game and all other teams win, because it's that tight.
If you lose this game, would you say you're in a crisis?
No.
Sorry.
I'll just use Anthony's excuse and say it's too early in the season. We're only a quarter way through. They've only played 9 games. Well, they played 10 on Friday. Still another 24 games to go. So many points up for grabs. So I'm not too concerned.
I agree.
And it's close. And the reason why I'm not concerned is because these teams are yet to play each other too. So when they play each other, we've played all our hard games. Yes, we're losing them. Fair enough. But we're still contending. We're still currently 4th in the league, Even if we do lose Friday, we go to 7th. When all the other teams play each other, someone has to win, someone has to draw. And we play kind of the bottom half of the teams and we can slowly work our way back up. So not a crisis, but I won't be happy because we're losing to the big teams too.
Well, we'll see what comes out. I mean, this game I think is a big one for you in terms of if you beat Artoon, them being second, that'll really put you in a prominent position where you could probably say you are again serious contenders. Lose, and I think there's serious doubt to be said. Doubt to be said. Yeah, but we could probably continue this, and Al Ittihad have got their fair share of bollocking in the first the first segment of this show.
Losing to everyone, literally. Al Hilal.
No, but do you know? I was just
because like Al Ahly are now like they're loving it. They're putting up the hype, but they got Al Hilal coming in 2 weeks, and I promise you, I will be there. But
well, if you won, I would be very surprised. But yeah, that'd be a good game as well. And if we beat you, I'll remember that.
Yeah, but that's it's if buts and maybes. Let's get there.
But Al Ahly, I think Al Ahly are also in a bit of trouble. I mean, if you look at, you've played 3 of the kind of big 5 teams already. So you lost to us.
In trouble if we're 19 points, same points as
Al Nassr, but then, do you not think out of playing 3 of the big 4 teams or big 5 teams, you've taken 4 points out of a possible 9, and you've got Al Hilal to play. I think you drew with Al Ittifaq and you beat Al Ittihad. And then you lost to us. Now you've got Al Hilal. So if you lose that as well,
we've taken out the top teams to play. We've played most of the top teams already in that first half of the season. So surely, arguably, it says an easier run in, and we're still 19 points, level with you guys and Al Ittihad. So you could argue the complete opposite.
You could, but I think even as you can see, I mean, from the Al Nassr score, for example, this week, and even Al Hilal a couple of weeks ago, where we're dropping points to teams that are lower down, mainly because of wastefulness and things like that.
Point, right? We said like there's good players down the teams across all of them, so we can't just say that.
About the top 4, there is more teams than just.
Yeah, exactly.
But realistically, if you're in the league to win it, these are the games you have to be winning and taking more points from. I think, in my opinion, at least 4 points from a possible 9, or if you count our to win as well, then it looks a bit better. 7 from 12 looks better, but then 7 from 15. If you can't
argue for Al Nassr as well. You've just played us, and you haven't played.
We've only played you and Al Tavoon.
That's what I mean. So arguably, you can say you're on the same. You're on the same points as us, right?
Yeah. No. Agree.
You've got harder games to play in the first half of the season, more compared to us. So
yeah, I mean, I think we still have these 2, Al Ittihad and Al Hilal, to play. So that will be those games will be big games for sure.
Our
And I
Ittihad will
think
be fine. You'll
I
be fine
still,
with
I
that
still
one.
think it's a bigger loss for Al Ittihad because they've lost against
Oh,
what,
yeah.
Al Hilal and Al Ali. I think they're more closer to a crisis than Al Ali are
Yeah,
at the
I
moment.
agree.
So
I think
But
we're
but
on the trajectory, we're on the upwards trajectory compared to just before these couple of games.
Ow! How do
True.
you mean upward trajectory? You drew the game before you've won this one. You've
That's what I
lost the
mean.
3 before
But
that.
this is a big game. This is probably arguably in terms of from a fan's perspective, arguably the biggest game of the season. It's a derby for us. Big game. Atmosphere was off the charts, and
yeah, you probably say
we
so.
were
You'd
playing
probably say
away, but
so.
obviously in the same stadium that we play in anyway.
Mhm.
So arguably this was probably, well, you could say from a fan's perspective, like the biggest game of the season for us currently. From a team versus
Because
team
you
point
lost
of
to
view.
us. I mean, that would have been a big game. So let's
No,
not
but it's
forget that one.
like if I compare it, like for example, like Man United and Liverpool that's probably the biggest game of the season for each team, right? Like there is other big teams that they play, but there's a rivalry that's different to the others. It's like that for us.
Would Al Ittihad say Al Ali are their biggest rivals? I don't think so.
I think it's like the AC Milan Inter Milan thing. They share the same stadium. It's
And
like
that's
the
a big rivalry
same
for them. Yeah,
concept.
they
Yeah,
want to beat
same
them more than
concept.
any other team.
Yeah.
There's definitely an argument in it. I'm not
Mm.
completely against it.
It's like who's the best team
I,
in Jeddah that plays in that stadium, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think
It's
maybe it's more like Liverpool Everton, where Al Ittihad are a
Not
lot better than
not
Al
really.
Ali.
true. And Everton get the
And
that's
occasional.
just rubbing in the
yeah.
sun.
No,
That's rubbing in.
regardless of how you spin it, we won. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you did.
they,
That's
they
fair.
did, they
That's
did,
fair.
and I'm sure the weeks will come and tell if that hype continues. We'll see. But
Just before
speak,
you continue, sorry. You said regardless how I spin it, you still won, right? Regardless how you spin it, you're still fifth. Sorry, Dennis, continue.
oh wait, how many points you got?
Spin it, bro. Spin it.
okay.
Oh, no, wait. You scored 2 offside goals, right? So you should have won the game.
Yeah. Spin it.
That one. Yeah, I remember that one.
Sorry, Dennis, as you were.
No, it's fine. We'll move on now, and we'll go to Al Nassr. Anthony, you had that winning streak going, you had that momentum coming in, and then came to a bit of a blocker.
Ronaldo,
I think there's a few things for that game though. I mean, one, again, we wasted a unnecessary amount of chances in regards to that game, and it was just it was wastefulness more than anything. Maybe a bit of complacency as well, where for whatever reason unknown to me, the manager decided to take Mane off, and Mane was like by far one of the best players on the pitch. And again, the goal that we conceded, it was a great goal. You know, it was just a great goal. I think it was like the 92nd minute, or literally just where I think our players had slowly started to switch off, and the guys just got the ball and put it into the top corner. It's just, what can you do, kind of things. But I mean, yeah, it's not great to drop points like that, but I think it's one of those where maybe it was like a wake up call to say, it's not all, plain sailing at the moment. You've got to see these games out, and that's kind of maybe, hopefully we take that into the next game. Again, a team that we're playing against Damak, where I think Al Hilal went there and drew. Maybe the same thing where you were very wasteful at the chances you had. So we probably have to take lessons from this game, and also the way Al Hilal played, to just make sure that we get the job done over there and get back to winning ways and kind of chasing Al Hilal down for whenever we play. Yeah, so that's.
I want to mention something. What you said before. You said like we've played Al Ali have played some of the top teams already more than Al Nassr. You just played a team that 15th in the league and you drew 2-2.
Yeah.
And you still have
all
I
also want to play. They played you.
And you should win this game.
I also want to put in the point that the game week before you scored what, the 87th minute? So you're saying that you're going to learn from these these wasted opportunities. There's 2 games in a row where fairly wasted opportunities.
No,
the last game was
really learning?
Ronaldo had so many chances.
Yeah,
that last
and
game.
sure
the game before as well.
Yeah,
no, we won that. We won that. But the thing is, I think that's where the difference is. Where when you're drawing a game, and you're like, okay, I think. Listen, I don't know how the players are, but what I'd imagine is definitely in this game there is a bit of complacency when you're winning 2-1. It's a 92nd minute. You've dominated the whole game. You're kind of, it's not an expectation, or you're not foreseeing the fact that that team could score, because you're looking around the pitch going, we've got world-class players and there's no way this is happening. Whereas in the other game, it's the exact opposite, where we're drawing against a team where we should be winning the game. So you're still trying at the 87th minute to make sure you get that dub and you get the 3 points. Whereas here, you feel like 92nd minute, you have the 3 points secured already, which isn't a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing.
I understand.
It's the fact that you have to see these games out.
That's you can't say that. That's not.
No, really... I'm saying we have to see, and hopefully after this game now, losing 2 points there, we go into the next game against Damak and go, okay, we're playing till the final whistle, and not just because we have a 2-1 lead or 1-goal lead at stoppage time. It doesn't necessarily mean we've won the game. We've got to see the game out all the way.
Is that why you got a red card as well?
That's what. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I need to check that. It's like, I think it's a losing heads, because it's at the 97th minute after the thing. Yeah, it's at the end of the game. So I think it was more it was more, as Gaminda said, it's more about losing heads. And it's these kind of things. And I think, again, that comes from being complacent and all of those things, where you're expecting to have won the game when the game's not over yet. And that's, this is professional football, and you need to be aware of that. So hopefully, as I said, next game is not a big team, but they'll now have learnt from the last 2 games and go, okay, we need to see these games out. And I think the manager's also come into a lot of criticism for taking up Mane early and things like that. So
do you think the international break benefits your team, or do you think you'd rather not have it and have played your next game straight away?
I don't think it benefits, because a lot of your players, Laporte started for Spain, Ronaldo started for Portugal.
But these players all had.
Mane would be Senegal.
Mane would have probably. I haven't checked Senegal's, but Spain and Portugal have had great international breaks. With Ronaldo, especially, he's had a great break. So hopefully he brings that back into. And he was one of the main culprits in missing a lot of the chances. So now that he's gone away with Portugal, put a few of the goals away, he can come back firing on.
Also, can I mention it? It's actually good to see that the players that went to the Saudi league, they still get picked for the international teams. People that we haven't mentioned, like Henderson, you can argue a lot of people would not have picked him. He still plays starts for England. Arguably, the crowd weren't really happy with that.
But the first game
still plays for England.
Today, there was no issue.
Teams from a lot of these players from a lot of these teams still play for the international teams. So that's credit to the league itself, I would say.
No, I mean, to be honest, it's growing, right? And I think, as we know, and as we believe, I think in the next couple of seasons, this league is just going to grow and grow. So, at one point, it wouldn't. Right now, yes, it's a surprise, but maybe next season or the season after, it'll be an expectation that if you're playing here, you'll be playing for your national team as well.
As in, normally there's question marks, because you're like, let's say I'm a national team manager and one of my players goes to play at a league that is fairly unknown to a lot of people. You're like, why would I want a player who's played at a lower level to then come to the international level, and I expect them to perform at the highest level when they haven't been for their club? So you can argue that it has to be a fairly decent level, or considered a decent level, for them to all be considered for their countries. Still.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, yeah, for sure.
I mean, we kind of see that, again, mentioned, like the caliber of players we have down the teams. We know this is becoming more and more competitive within that. But I'll be actually interested to see you guys up against Al Nassr up against Damak, because they're actually a quite solid team from experience in terms of watching them playing against Al Hilal. They really put it on us, and they will also create chances. So if your defense is not on point, they will punish you.
Yeah.
Whereas the other clubs that you've played so far, again, we've mentioned you haven't really played many of the top teams at the moment.
And
Damak have also won their last 2 games I don't think I don't think they've lost any of the last 3 games. To be fair, they are on a team of momentum. But hopefully, and I would absolutely love it if they take some points off.
I mean,
us.
we're in the same position as what Gamindo is saying. Like when I was looking at the stats and stuff before the podcast, so where I said, they've taken 4 points from the big 9 games, I think, from a possible 9. We've taken 3 from a possible 9. The only team we've beaten is Al Ahly. We lost to Al Ettifaq and we lost to Al Tawoun. So we're also in the kind of similar position, but those were our first 2 games of the season. So it's not really an excuse, but okay, you could say
You'll
maybe
allow
there's
it
some settling in
for the new
time.
players. Yeah, you can allow it.
Yeah. Thank you.
You can allow it.
but yeah, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, the team to catch is definitely Al Hilal at the moment.
Indeed, it
And
is. And
without Neymar, they seem to be striving again.
hey, well, that's what we are. We're a big club, and we move like a big club, right? We're the leaders of the pack, and we're showing why we're the
but
leaders of
only
the pack.
when Neymar doesn't play, apparently.
No, that's completely unfair. We won our last game with Neymar in. He comes out in this team against our last. Sorry, he came out in the last game, and we take the win again. 3-0, quite easy. Like I said, we're showing the league how it should be done.
No, you dominated that game.
Yeah. I think it was also we were kind of benefited by the early goal. So when Michael got the early goal, and it kind of settled the nerves, and from there on, it just became more of
just took all the pressure out of the performance, really.
Exactly. Just because it kind of became a bit like a training match. To be fair, they weren't really posing much threat at all. It was all us, and it was clearly only going to be us that come through in that game. So yeah, it 3 points, 3 goals, kept a clean sheet, and they did lose a player in the end of the first half, but 11 men or 10 men, we would have still won that. I'm quite confident in that for sure. But yeah, like I said, showing the big clubs how it should be done, being at the top, proving why we're at the top, and yeah, just guys, up your games,
No, and the team you're playing next isn't that.
Sorry.
Huh?
I said it's a big Friday for us, so you'll see us up our game on Friday. Don't worry.
I think what game are you all guys more excited for this weekend?
Al Nassr Damak, biggest team in the league.
Oh, biggest team. I mean, you're the most successful team.
And here I'm waiting for we were wasteful.
Well, you asked a question. I'm more excited. I'm more excited for the best team in the league playing a game. The rest of you. But I mean, the second most interesting will be the Al Ittihad game for sure.
I'm excited to see the 2 top 4 teams tackle it out for top 4 positions.
We'll see if that's the same next week, is it? Hopefully, it might drop down to I don't know, where 8 maybe. We'll see.
But it is tight. And even Al Hilal are in trouble if they drop her.
You lot give us a lot of stick as well, and we're still level on points with Al Nassr and Al Ittihad. So all the stick that you've given Al Ahly, where has it got you? It's got you to the same points as your team, So you can just keep coming.
Not the same as mine. I could take an L and still be top next week.
You can't. Al Tawoun will win if Al Tawoun beat us.
Al Tawoun's not playing us. They could take an L.
No,
but if Al Tawoun win that game, they go top of the league.
Yeah.
And even
what
if
a statement that would be! What a statement that would be!
That would be.
If
to be fair, they are looking a tad bit competitive and probably scare me more than any of you guys. So take that for a pasting. Take that for a pasting if there's one. But speaking of pastings, I think the Saudi Pro League is looking to paste a couple referees into the league, taking a straight copy and paste straight from the English Premier League straight into ours. Was being called up.
We were just discussing it before about there's the Al Ahly versus Al Ittihad game. It was already a well-known European referee there, so
it's Champions League. I think he's from Germany or something. I mean,
but
the league is growing as a whole, and
yeah,
yeah. Go on, sorry, Dinesh, go on.
No. So you carry on. You carry on.
No, what I was gonna say is like the league is growing as a whole, so why not have the best referees in the world come and be a part of the growth and also kind of reap the rewards? Because they'll be, of course, they'll be well compensated, but also that means the level of the league grows as well when you have these kind of high class officiating that will be taking place.
I'm gonna be a cynical on that statement there of taking the high class referees.
I feel like I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna be like
The
the English
Premier League
referees.
referees, the Premier League referees, employing them full time, they make howlers galore. We could actually start a podcast on just the refereeing of that's all it's going to be. It's just be us talking about refereeing decision when it comes to the Premier League. Michael, we saw what Michael Oliver did with the Liverpool Spurs game. I mean, you could say VAR was also part of his inefficiency in that game as well. But there's a clear lack of consistency in them. And do we really want that to come into the Saudi Pro League?
But I think it just raises the standard regardless.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because I think these guys are.
If you're trying to raise the league and you're bringing the best people in, just generally outside of the league, you're bringing technical people who can kind of govern the league in some way. Then you're bringing the best players, the best referees. You're just going to automatically raise everything. The standard is going to go up.
I get the players, but I think the refereeing standard can still be improved. And I don't know if going for some of the so-called
to
best
be fair,
Premier League.
The referee that refed the Al Ittihad Al Ali game, shocking performance for a referee. So
there's offside goals they should have been allowed, in my opinion.
The free kick one was not a free kick. Let's be real. So the fact that he's given that,
goal, was that a goal?
Yeah, it was a goal. But I'm just saying, like those decisions are such big. That is such a game-changing decision. We could be talking about a draw today about our game, So the ref makes such a big decision.
It was a foul. That the one out inside the box, that was a foul.
And they have had really bad decisions across Europe with these referees, and it has made really bad results that should really unfair.
It's not just the ref though. It's the VAR as well. It's VAR as well. There's a whole collective. It's not just. Before it used to just be a referee. Now it's like
there are also issues with VAR as well.
This.
Like that's a whole other topic, but there has been issues with that too. So regardless, like I still feel like maybe not all the top referees are well acquitted for other leagues. It's probably like a trial and error thing where they have to check and make sure they come and do the job right. But
and to be honest, I think that it won't be that they'll be bringing these referees full time. It might just be that they'll come over for the big games, like the referee came over for
So the story is that that's what's currently happening at the moment. But what the Saudi Pro League what you want to do is employs referees on a full-time basis. So their full focus is on the Saudi Pro League. It's taking away from the it's taking some of those refs, Michael Oliver, whoever is under Howard Webb's cohort, Paul Tierney, they'll be coming over and working on a full-time basis, upping the standard of the Premier League. Me personally, I think there's a bigger talent pool outside of the English Premier League in terms of refereeing. I know I'm not saying referees are meant to be perfect. They're far from it. They're not meant to be perfect. But what we've seen in the Premier League in terms of referees, it's become such a talking point. Every week there's a bad decision, and that's the talking point. And we don't want that with the Saudi Pro League. I personally don't want that with the Saudi Pro League. We haven't once ever discussed referees during this the 7 episodes we've spoken through. So that's just my personal opinion. I'd love to know what the others think in comments. And
I'll be honest.
It's going to cause controversy.
Boring.
I feel like, I feel like it's a bit. I feel like it will still elevate the league if you have, because Premier League it's at the moment the best league in the world.
At the end of the day,
and most of those referees are called up for World Cups, for Champions Leagues and all of these things. So you're not talking about calling everyone.
Wasn't there like a competition just recently? Was it the World Cup or was it the Euros where there was hardly any English
they can't call.
I know
they always call one or two, but
you get a few, but like there wasn't many, and there's probably a reason for it. I'm personally attacking the English
but I think
referees.
I think the main point is that you bring the best referees in. They're not just refereeing the game; they're also teaching the next up and coming generation of referees that don't really exist currently, and then maybe then Saudi can kind of develop their own naturally, bringing these guys over, then developing what they have by learning from each other, by learning from these referees, and then you don't need to get referees from some other places. You would eventually have the best referees anyway. So
and
that's another
the other
strategy
thing
as well.
It's something for us to remember as well that we're still the league is still in kind of its early days of growing. I mean, the league has been there for a while, but in terms of now the next step, it's still in its early days. And if you can come and have, like, for example, these top class referees, not necessarily from England, wherever they're from, come and lay a foundation, like Aminda said, then it will just help the league grow further, be it with the referees from England or wherever, or from Saudi itself. So there's a lot of scope for growth, and you just have to make sure that you lay the best foundation you can.
Yeah,
The foundation that I'm excited is for Al WIN to lay that foundation against Al Ittihad. But yeah,
and that's probably the way to end it on this episode, guys. It's been great. We will come back to this next week. We'll see what Al Ittihad have for Al WIN. We'll see what the rest of our clubs are doing and where the league table will be. I'm sure we'll be firing one again. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Do let us know whether you like this in the comments. Guys, I'm out. Let's go.